In the last section, we started talking about how the React Redux library works. Now it's time to actually start implementing all this stuff. So we're going to move over to our code editor and start writing out a bunch of code. But first, one quick thing I want to mention here. How are we going to organize all these different files and folders inside of our project directory? Because we now have to write a ton of code to handle the Redux side of things in addition to the React side of things. So we're going to add all of our code still to the src directory. We're going to create a actions folder inside of there. This actions folder is going to handle or contain a bunch of different files related to action creators inside of our application. The components folder is still going to handle all of our different components, and then we're also going to have a reducers directory as well. And the reducers directory, as you might imagine, is going to contain all the files related to our reducers. And now the index.js is going to set up not only the React side of our project, but also the Redux side as well. So that is why in the last application we worked on, we saw that we started moving our app component into the components directory. It's because now our index.js file is going to have some more configuration inside of it. And so it would have gotten a little bit crowded if we continued to create our app component inside of here. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to create our actions directory and the reducers directory as well. So inside the src folder, I'm going to make a new folder called actions. And then I'm also going to make a new folder called reducers. Then inside the actions directory, I'm going to make a new file that is going to house the single action creator that we're going to have, the select song action creator. So inside there, I'm going to add in a new file called index.js. Now my choice of file name right there might be a little bit surprising to you. We already have a index.js file inside of our project. It's inside of our root src directory. Well, unfortunately, this is a pattern that you're going to see in the vast majority of React projects. Let me tell you why. Eventually, we are going to write some code into this file, and then we're going to want to import it from somewhere else inside of our project. So I'm going to change over to my app component right here. And let's just imagine that we want to import the actions index.js file. We don't need to, I just want to show you how we would do it. So at the top, we would do something like import actions from up one directory, and then we could write actions index like so. That is an option. But there's a little catch, there's a little shortcut. If we want to, because this file is specifically named index.js, we could shorten the import path right here to just actions like so. If you do not specify a file, then Webpack, remember that is the dependency or the tool that is joining all of our different files together. If you don't specify a file on there, if you only specify a directory, Webpack is going to automatically give you the index.js file. And so when we create a index.js file inside of some directory, it's really just a shortcut. We could just as well call that file action creators or something like that. But again, we usually end up calling the root file inside of actions and reducers, as you're going to see very quickly, the index.js file. Now, I know that's probably going to get really complicated very quickly because we're going to have 3 different index.js files inside of our project. Whenever you're watching me write code, you can always see the index.js file that I'm working on by looking at the tab up here. Notice how it says actions. In addition, you can also look at the highlighted file over here on the left-hand side on my file pane. So hopefully between those two, you can get a better idea of what file I'm working on at any given time. All right, so I'm going to clean up this import statement right here. Let's take a quick pause. When we come back to the next section, we're going to start building out our action creator inside of the actions index.js file.